All right. Welcome back to Hold My Popcorn, folks. It's Timmy Beige hosting again. I'm sure if people will listen to this on the phone, there would just be a slew of clicks right now. Click, 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 click. But I'm back. I'm back and better than ever, folks. And right now we're doing The Perfect Storm today.
Woo!
Perfect Storm. A lovely tome about some white trash New England fishermen who went out and decided to fight Mother Nature, and they lost. That's the story. Then with us today, we got Max Baby Boy Healy. How you doing, Max?
It's not a good storm. It's not a bad storm. It's not a great storm. It's a perfect storm.
It's a perfect storm. Get over here, Marilyn.
You're a perfect storm, just the way you are. Just like my hastily put together hamburgers.
Thank you, Mayor Quimby. And in Baltimore, we got John, the Pogo Stick Anoshak.
I don't have anything to respond to that. It sounds like Max has been rehearsing that all week.
They should have called this Hurricane Wahlbergers.
Hurricane Wahlbergers. Hey, Wave, what are you doing?
Hey, 6 people dead.
Wave.
It's not bad.
Calm down, Wave.
I kill 6 people every day for my burgers.
The only thing, I haven't gotten down the Baltimore working accent yet, other than the word "hon." So it's like, well, I'm just gonna go down and just wait this out at the bar, hon. Go get some natty bows and get a shot with a beer, you know.
What's the kind of meat they eat down there?
Crab.
Pit roast.
Lots of crab. Pit beef.
Pit
beef, dude.
Though.
Pit beef, bro. I've had one good one and 3 bad ones. And the bad ones are like you bite into it because it's like a roast beef sandwich on steroids. But the bad ones, you bite into it and you feel your teeth go, whoop, we almost broke. And the good ones, though, I mean, you just go right through that like you're just biting into a chunk of Play-Doh. It's great.
No. I'm kind of hungry right now, so
no.
I'm going to be asking a lot of food questions. Mainly about how to,
Let me ask you guys a question. Yep. How many fish would you guys need to catch in order to, if it was like a 50-50 chance of you just hitting the perfect storm, how many fish would you need to catch in order to go out there? And what kind of fish are we talking about? See, I'm getting into the fish talk here.
You're going to get into the fish talk. Well, first off, Max, we're not commercial fishermen. And luckily, we decided to be educated and go to school and do things. Tim's like, he's thinking hard.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, if I had a choice between, if someone said, Tim, you're 18, you have a choice between going to get your commercial captain's license and being a tugboat driver or going to school and becoming an engineer, I'd be like, commercial boat, please. I don't feel like working in an office with a bunch of shitheads anymore.
I like to drink on the job.
Yeah, I like to drink on the job. The Exxon Valdez seemed like it went pretty good.
Well, how many fish? I mean, I can understand the allure of 60,000 pounds of fish.
It's a lot of money. It's
it's
like $250,000 right there.
And I would go so here's the difference. So yes, I would definitely do this. I'm just going to say 60,000 pounds of fish. That's good. What I would not do is go into the Bering Strait for crab. I love crab, but I don't need crab. I need fish. Those guys are batshit because that's every day is the perfect storm, just Survivor edition. It's just every fucking day.
Well, the thing about that kind of crab too is that, I mean, especially where you are, John, why the fuck you could just go get crabs anywhere.
I've done it. You go find a dock, you get a big string, you tie it around a fucking chicken or turkey neck, you throw it in, you wait for it to get taut, you slowly bring it in, you net the crab, you throw it in the bucket, rinse and repeat, and by the time you are absolutely blackout, but you've also caught yourself hundreds of dollars worth of crabs that you immediately go eat, and your hands are bloody by the time you've eaten them, and you're still hungry.
Everyone has crabs within 20 miles of them, flat out. I have crabs within 20 miles of me. John has crabs probably within 2 miles of him. Max has crabs. I mean, you just go to fucking Titan Stadium. You get crabs there.
Yeah.
Right into the bathroom.
No, absolutely.
I'm looking down my pants. I got them in my pants right now.
There you go. Bingo.
Yeah. Itchy.
Yeah. Toss chicken like a man.
Come up with the toxin that you can rub on your balls to kill crabs, Manscaped. Step it up.
Shave off the crabs,
Shave off the crabs.
So I guess the thing is, though, they were sword fishermen. They're longline sword fishermen. I mean, the game nowadays is bluefin tuna because that's what all the Japanese will pay top dollar for. Some real primo
tuna.
Toro tuna and a real fatty tuna belly.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
The white tuna, man.
Yeah.
I had fucking $75 of that in Nashville, funny enough. So yeah, once again, crabs, white tuna, whatever you need, you can get it in Nashville. But I'd pay for it. Like,
I don't think you guys ever answered my question, but that's cool.
I would
I did
say
60,000 pounds.
Listen, if you're telling this is what I'm going to go. I'm going to go and catch. I mean, you go out and catch 4 bluefin tuna. You made you could make like $50,000. So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
So it would be tuna. It wouldn't be swordfish. Swordfish are a pain in the ass. I mean, they're a loaded weapon when they come out of the water. That's just dangerous. Although tuna have big ass fucking teeth, dude.
Ooh.
Don't they?
They kind of have some teeth. I mean, it's not a primary concern, I don't think.
That's true. It's still a lot better than the shark that comes out of the water later in the movie. But yeah, I think tuna, that makes a lot of sense.
Anywho.
Yeah, I'm about to tune. I'm about to turn off myself.
So, we're, like we said, we're doing the perfect storm. This is a, true story. I'm doing air quotes. Because, the thing about this story that you see on the screen is that everyone on the boat that they're, following died. So they have no idea what happened out there.
Nope.
So it's just
They did interview the shark though.
Yeah, they interviewed the shark after he got shot. He was pretty pissed. You know what I mean? He was like, "Hey, man,
he was wearing that shark helmet."
Yeah. SLM, you know what I mean? Sharks Lives Matter.
God. I might have to take that
out. Yeah. And John signing off.
Yeah. John has now left the call as well.
Goodbye.
But that's what he was saying, you know what I mean? Anyways.
Well, I also like how the female captain in real life, she's like, "Yeah, I didn't make a distress call, and I was 600 miles away from them."
Oh, yeah.
I didn't relay shit.
No. And she was in the
talking
opposite direction, too. She's like, I was west.
Yep.
I was not east.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if she was east of them, she would have been in fucking Europe.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, they make that joke at one point. They're like, "We're going to the Flemish Cap." He's like, "Yeah, why don't we just go and anchor off of fucking Portugal while we're at it, buddy?" Like,
that's what made me Google where it was. I'm like, where the fuck is this? Where are they going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they go to the Grand Banks, that's where they typically go. That's already way the fuck out there. The Grand Banks is already
so that's
south. If you draw a line south from Newfoundland, it's there.
Okay, so Newfoundland. All right, that's fucking weird.
And then
it's
they
like
went
Viking
northeast
territory
of that. Yeah. Eesh.
Here be dragons. That's what that is. That's what that's labeled on the map. Is here be dragons.
So this is a story about some Gloucester sword fishermen on the Enola Gay who went out trying to strike it rich, and they got caught up in one of the storms of the century. The perfect storm off New England coast. And should I spoil it? Well, I'm going to spoil it. They die.
Yeah.
Yep.
They fucking die.
Really lower the stakes watching this movie when you know that they're all going to die at the end. People going overboard, I'm like, it doesn't matter. They're going to fucking drown anyway.
Exactly. That's why they had to have that B story in there about the chopper people, because they're like, well, someone needs to get saved.
Somebody needs to live. We need some sort of hero, because clearly Clooney is not the hero of this movie. He's the villain.
Well,
Clooney's a fucking shithead.
He's an asshole in this movie. I had no idea that it's just George Clooney. I just assumed, him coming out of ER, he's going to be the good guy. Nope.
Right.
Nope.
All his fault in peer pressuring everybody into going to die with him.
I love how they balanced out crazy fuckers going way out when there could be a giant storm way late in the season where it's well, I'll throw a couple Coast Guards in there. They're even more batshit. Flying a helicopter through a fucking hurricane?
That was stressing me out watching that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then they're just we're not going to be able to refuel, so might as well ditch this,
all right.
few $1 million helicopter.
All right, cool.
Yeah. How much does this thing cost? $30
it,
million bucks? No big deal.
Aim for the 100-foot wave? Yep.
Oh, wait, it's the 90s. We have a surplus. It'll be okay. We'll buy another one.
That's some crazy.
All right,
shit,
let's
though.
get in. Let's get into
do
it, boys.
Let's do it.
All right. So the movie opens with some panning shots of Gloucester and some triumphant returning home music, and we see two fishing boats come into port. I'll just keep going here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much to
The
comment
boats
yet.
dock.
Ooh, boy, we're
boat's
talking about the boats
docking.
docking. Okay, Tim. All right.
Ooh.
Boats dock, and the two captains, Billy Tyne and Linda something or other, talking. They come into port. They start talking to the boat's owner about their catch. Linda did really good, and Billy did not good, and he's pretty bitter about it.
In this return, is this normal? Is this how people typically act when fishermen come home from work? Diane Lane is acting like a 7-year-old who hasn't seen her dad in like 5 years.
I don't think this is how people were. Dude, I want to just to be clear. The fishing industry, Massachusetts has right now still has two of the biggest fishing ports in the world, Gloucester and New Bedford. And if you're a fisherman in those, you're fucking poor because you don't make shit for money. So I'm going to go ahead and imagine that there's no one waiting at the dock for you because they're probably working at Walmart trying to like eke by. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of bugsies.
Yep.
It would make sense. Like we before the show, we spoke about the age of sail. Like back then, where it's just like you're going out, we might not see you. That's it. And like it'll be like 9 months from now we see you. These days, it's like month tops. Unless you're doing what these knuckleheads are doing in this fucking movie, where it's like we're gonna go farther than anyone's ever gone. But yeah, if you're on a sailboat, like see you, buddy. Like we already got divorce papers ready to go. Like, hope you took out the life insurance policy.
Back when the lamps of New York were fueled off of whale oil, then yes, there are a lot of people rejoicing when you came back with like some humpback whale, one of the last humpback whales in the ocean, because people were like, this is great. We're going to make a ton of money. Now you bring back a couple of haddock. No one's really stoked about that.
Yeah, it was a little over the top there. But I did like Diane Lane's old school Patriots t-shirt that she was wearing.
Oh, it's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Honestly, I like George Clooney's John Deere hat too.
Yep.
Give me that thing. Sweat and all.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, fucking George Clooney in a John Deere hat. Whoever in a million years would have thought that they would have seen George Clooney wearing a fucking John Deere hat, unless he was like naked in Playgirl, like on the cover.
With
like
his perfect,
that makes sense to me.
With his perfect teeth. Get the fuck out of here. Those guys didn't bring a toothbrush onto that boat.
Fuck no, dude.
No.
Nah.
You kidding me?
Absolutely not.
With the amount that they smoke too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so Billy's bitter, but we're also in the scene. We're also introduced to Bobby Shatford and Christina Cotter. Bobby Shatford played by Mark Wahlberg. Christina Cotter played by Diane Lane. Bobby's a crewmate. Christina is just the girl that he is fucking.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Sorry. That's. I want to be PC. I mean plowing.
Plowing.
Oh, plowing.
And getting punched.
Right.
Oh my God, I love you. He wakes up the next day. He's like, did you have a good time? He's like, I don't remember any of it. I was blackout drunk while we were fucking.
Yeah, so the guys get paid and immediately run to the bar to give their entire paycheck away.
Yep.
And to go have basically public sex with their towny 10 girlfriends.
Yeah, as people cheer on, watching them just shake the lights from above. It's definitely not weird. Or high school at all.
It's a fucking brothel. Now, since you guys have been there, would you say it's a little bit stuck in the past? Gloucester is?
Well, Gloucester's still kind of...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Max.
I was say a lot of just Eastern Massachusetts is still colonial in a lot of ways. A lot of old buildings and old bars and roads that just turn into one-way roads out of nowhere. You know,
just cause fuck you.
Go straight long enough, it's going to be a dead end or a one-way.
Right.
Never saw this automobile thing coming, man. It happened fast.
They did not. They thought horses and buggies were the end of the line as far as technology goes.
Yeah. And dead British.
Yeah, dead fucking Brits.
Dead redcoats.
Right. That's what powers them. That's what powered steam engines. Dead British.
First crosswalk.
Yep, exactly. But Gloucester's, all the towns around Gloucester are super wealthy, like super wealthy. Like you're a hedge fund manager if you live around Gloucester. But Gloucester Gloucester in itself is still pretty working class because there's still a lot of people that actually work on the boats there. So, you know,
it
is kind of like stuck in the past.
Yeah, deadliest catches there too.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate a culture that can still just like go upstairs in the bar to fuck and like everyone's fine with it. Like, hey, buddy, high five. Yeah.
Right.
Get on up there, you scurvy bastard. Go on. Like that's kind of fun. That is kind of fun.
I got to be honest here. They really did a good job with like the love interest in this movie, because in the whole like intimacy thing in this, because listen, guaranteed, there are a lot of Bahamians in Massachusetts too, like people who came basically here from, they were like here right when like Massachusetts got founded as a colony. And I'll tell you what, yeah, the hottest white girl in town is going to be dating a Bahamian up like in these fishing towns, guaranteed. So like Jean Paul or whatever his name is, him nailing that hot white girl.
Yep.
100%. And then
I thought you were talking about Irene.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to get there.
Okay.
And then Diane Lane, I don't think there's a better woman to be cast as like a Boston hottie, because like that's as hot as they get in Boston. You know what I mean? They're kind of like they're good looking, but they're also like, you know,
they punch you in the face when you're asleep.
Yeah, you can tell they're going to be a mom.
Very Catholic.
Yeah, they're very Catholic, and they're gonna go downhill quickly because you know they drink and smoke like fish in chimneys, and that's the way it goes.
That Diane Lane character would eventually turn into the bartender when she's like 47.
47. Wow, you're giving her a lot of credit. Yeah, Diane
Lane's
Lane
a middle ground.
Yeah.
Granted, Diane Lane's character is 42, so I mean, she's got a couple of years ago.
Right. And then Irene, you're 100% gonna find some woof girl dating some skinny meth head. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some skinny heroin addict in a lot of these fishing towns. Yeah, Hot Mary
from Dirty Harry.
Hot Mary.
Yeah, that's just 100%. So they did a really good job with that.
Although I would say Irene, I wrote this down. Irene is a Boston 5.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Nationally, she's a 2, but in Boston, she's a solid 5.
Yeah, 100%.
It would make sense for someone like John Hawkes, who isn't even that bad looking. These beautiful blue eyes. That's the best that he can get.
Well, if you look like, I mean, they did a really good job making him look like a meth head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He just
like they did everything but show the track marks.
He had the scabs.
Yeah.
Every time he goes to the bathroom, the scabs are gone. He was eating them.
Ew.
They didn't cover that in the behind the scenes.
So anywho, Billy comes back, tells the crew they're going back out. Doesn't really say, hey, you want to go back out? He's like, hey, we're going back out. And he said, we're going to get one more haul. So he kind of just peer pressures them all into it. And yeah.
Yep. And then Diane Lane just goes, why do I even love you? Like,
oh my God.
You're in fucking Gloucester. He is a fisherman. This is what they do for a living. They go fucking fishing.
Right. You married a fisherman. So,
and you live in Gloucester above a fucking like a fisherman's bar.
Right. Also, I don't understand. Like his mom owns the bar. Mm-hmm. So just go work for her.
It took me a while to pick up on that. But yeah, just seriously. You get all the tips. Shit, you don't have to go fish. You still get all the fishing money.
That's the only place that makes money in this goddamn town, apparently. Yeah. I mean, you know, they just go and spend all the fucking fishing money there. So,
and you know they water down all the beer and the fucking liquor there too. So they're just making money on top of money.
Oh yeah. All those beer cans are expired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All the regulators are there for the fishing industry. They don't give a fuck about what's going on in the bar, clearly, because it's an open air brothel. Like, gives a shit.
They got from pirated boat on the dock.
They got them off a truck up in New Hampshire.
Yeah. Yep. Or the North Shore.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know, they're going out again, but Billy needs another crew member because one of them quit after the last dismal haul he had. So he recruits this guy named Sully. Sully joins the crew. We find out before they hit the high seas that Sully and Dale, played by John C. Reilly, by the way, they don't like each other.
Oh my God.
I guess they never. Yeah, go ahead, John.
I can't take him seriously in anything. And I know that he occasionally pulls these like semi-serious roles out of his ass, and like he does just fine, but I cannot get him out of my head freaking out about Will Ferrell putting his balls in his drink.
Oh, dude,
like shit like
but
that.
The thing is, like, this is his first real role. Like, this is the thing that like people remember him for. Like, he didn't do anything comedic before this.
Is this
like
and before that it was him?
Gangs.
He was in with Wahlberg in Boogie Nights before this.
Right.
Oh my God. Him as a porn star,
Yep.
even better.
Even that is the best part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even better.
How much you
know?
bench? 250. Oh yeah, I bench 350.
It's just that
cool,
curly
cool.
fucking hair. Sorry, Max. What were you gonna say before I just went down a rabbit hole with this fucking dick?
I guess it maybe is an assumption that Sully fucked what's his name's wife, right?
That's what we.
Oh, they allude to it.
Yeah, he says it later, and I think you're supposed to take from that like it really happened, and it wasn't just like an insult that everyone says. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, every single time he'd say something about his wife, John C. Reilly would just go at him.
Right.
And he's like a mild-tempered guy in the movie.
Right.
I mean, I'd fuck Sully. He looked great in this with his little bandana.
William
and his
Fincher.
fucking sailor tattoos.
Dude, I've never seen him this jacked in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
He was fucking bigger. I mean, Wahlberg's kind of known as a muscular dude. He was like twice as big as Wahlberg in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
And as tall, too. Twice as tall as well.
William Fincher, like, this is that character. Great. Very well done. That is the guy you're going to see on the docks in Gloucester. Flat out.
Yeah.
Flat out. That's the guy you're going to see.
We were talking before the show just about how just people in Boston still fist fight each other in like other parts of the country. And he just screams, "Come at me, bro." Like 8 beers in, he's going to fight the fucking wall.
Dude, he has a wet brain.
Mirror.
He has a wet brain. You know what I mean? There's like a hair trigger.
Mm.
He's like an AR-15 who's been modified to shoot automatic. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna go off real quick.
He can't even spread his fingers all the way out because the amount of times he's broken his hands from punching shit.
Jeez. He looks the fucking part. He's got the complexion for it and everything. Like his entire face just screams like sunburn and salt water.
Yeah,
like
rubber.
That's it. Yeah,
and cigarettes.
Sunburn, salt water.
I think he's the most realistic one.
Cigarettes and pickled eggs. That's how that's you know what I mean? Because that's the only meal he's had at the bar is a pickled egg. You know what I mean? since 62, that's like the only meal he's ever had. So we meet Sully and Dale. They start fighting each other before they shove off, but the crew eventually shoves off, and we get a bunch of working on a boat montages and shots, and we find out that Captain Billy's a deadbeat dad, doesn't see his kids ever. But then, we find Harvey Leonard, the famous Boston meteorologist, cutscene to him, where he's
played by Shooter McGavin. Shooter!
Where he sees the perfect storm forming, and we start to, well, there really isn't foreshadowing because everyone knows how this movie goes. Yeah, everyone knows it happened here, but we get to see the storm.
He's the one who coined the term too, right? He named it the perfect storm.
Yes, and he was very proud of himself for the rest of his career, and no one liked him. Like he was apparently like the John Dennis of the meteorologist guild up here.
Yeah,
everyone hated him.
John Dennis and Jerry Callahan.
Yeah.
Those are two local radio guys, John, who are fucking assholes.
Yeah. Okay.
But so Harvey Leonard's a dickhead. Yeah. So he coined the term. But we're starting to kind of get the sense that there's going to be a big storm, and the boys are probably going to get fucked by it.
Because they got what? They got a hurricane. They've got a big ass cold front coming from Canada, and another nor'easter from the fucking jet stream coming like off like continental U.S. all into one.
Yeah, they got like three big storms converging. And
once again, Captain Billy, George Clooney, like just gets the fucking facts, which is, I had no idea that that's how they got their weather reports was from a fucking fax machine, but apparently you can do that at sea. And just, no big deal. Just rolls it up, throws it into the trash can. It'll be fine.
Just looks at it. I mean, let's be honest. He didn't know what he was looking at.
I can't read.
What are these lines?
pretty picture.
What are these lines and numbers and letters? I don't know. Let's go catch some fish. That's what the boys do. So after we see Harvey Leonard, we cut back to the boys in the boat. They start fishing to an epic rock and roll soundtrack. And then we further solidify that Sully and Dale don't like each other. But the trip starts off good with the boys hooking up into a nice string of swordfish.
So if we were to wager, and this is reaching back into the Rolodex of episodes, who do you think would have first shift in the barrel on a trip like this? To provide complimentary blowjobs. It's in his contract.
Muggsy.
You think?
I was going to say Mark Wahlberg's character, but he's a new guy. He's got to get in the barrel first.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
He's only making 2/3 pay, so he's got to get 2/3 of the dicks in the mouth.
That might be a thing. He might get a full crew member if he gets in the barrel.
Yeah. All of his teeth aren't knocked out yet, so it's nice and smooth.
You get 2/4 of pay, but you get a full bank of sperm to the mouth.
But you get a full rod of dick.
Straight cash.
All right. I believe that. Mark Wahlberg in the barrel. Could have dick down his throat. That would be a fun image.
He's the size of a barrel, so it fits. You wouldn't have to get, crawl in or anything.
Exactly.
He'd still stand up perfectly. It'd be fine. His little stubby arms.
All right. Well, I've had my fun. We can keep going.
Okay, move on.
Yeah, so cutscene after Mark Wahlberg gets in the barrel. So we cutscene back to shore where Diane Lane and Bobby's mom see a news report about a big storm coming in, and everyone on shore starts to realize that might be some shit going down on the ocean. And meanwhile, the fishing slows out in the water, and the boys start to question if Captain Billy has lost his touch.
Oh, God, yeah, because he hasn't even told them that. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's been my whole plan the entire time to go way farther out than anyone's ever gone this late in the season, right? He hasn't even broken it to
they haven't done
yet?
that yet. But they start kind of saying stuff, and then they have a full meeting later where he relays it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's something else that happens in between.
Right. Yeah, so exactly. So, So the fishing slows except for a shark.
Oh my God, a shark! Get off of me!
Yeah, so they're out fishing and a shark surfs in like fucking Tommy Bahama on a wave right into Mark Wahlberg's junk.
Fucking deep blue sea shark
exactly.
comes in.
And George Clooney shoots it in the fucking face.
Yeah. I don't know why you would keep a shotgun on a boat other than if sharks do happen to end up on the deck occasionally, but it made sense because when it first happened, I've seen this movie forever. I was like, holy shit, how do they kill this thing? They just push it off? Like, what do they do?
Yeah.
Oh, shotgun. That works.
Also,
dude, they would have kept that shark. Mako shark's delicious.
Yeah, why didn't they keep the shark?
Mako
it's a
shark's
perfectly
delicious.
good shark, you guys. Like, hey, the thing fucking jumped on the boat.
Actually, Mako shark.
It wasn't illegal.
Mako shark is identical to swordfish as far as like the meat goes. It's delicious.
Meat and texture?
Really yeah, identical.
I mean, fuck yeah, they could have had straight sushi, dude, that night for dinner. Just cut it up, throw it on there, boom, good to go.
Yeah.
You can use some of that shark blubber, put it in the barrel to help grease the chutes, if you know what I mean. Like, fuck, dude, like you're good to go.
Yeah, they would not have thrown that shark back.
No.
Also, this was the era of shark tooth necklaces, dude. Could you imagine? These guys could have sold those to hipsters for days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Back at port.
See, Mark Wahlberg's character could have just started a shark necklace stand right on that dock and been cleaning up, just rubbing it in all those poor fishermen's faces.
No, he would have come to Nathaniel Hall.
Yeah.
Of course, it's Mark Wahlberg who gets bit by a shark, and it's perfectly okay. No big deal.
Yeah. It's those boots. Yeah. Those boots saved him.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right. Jesus. I like how they're all just like, you pussy.
Yeah, we've all been bitten by sharks.
We've all been
projectile sharks.
Yeah.
Projectile sharks.
By sharks that get shot out of the ocean like a fucking cannon.
They can smell it. They know when you've been in the barrel. They just come fucking rocketing out of the water. Get right onto that boat.
That was an Asian shark looking for retribution. Anywho. Yeah, so even after the shark attack, the fishing still sucks. Bobby heads upstairs to ask the skip, where all the fish are. It's just the skip doesn't take it very well.
No. I always find the fish.
You haven't found the fish the last 8 times.
Yeah, recently you haven't because I was out to sea for 6 months and I made $800.
Right.
He actually so that made me jump a little bit because you never see George lose his cool in like any role, really. I mean, maybe like little things here and there, but even when he was he played like a spy who made guns and shit, like he doesn't lose his cool, kills people, doesn't yell. It was kind of like if a grandparent who's usually like really, really nice, all of a sudden just like fucking snaps and loses their shit on you as a kid. You're like, what? I didn't see that coming. Like even Marky Mark was there like, oh, okay.
What's going on, George? Right. Hey, calm down. Hey. I just got bitten by a shack. You don't have to yell at me.
Come on.
When this is all said and done, I think we should sit down and have some Wahlburgers.
I see those in the grocery store every fucking week, and I get angry every time I see them.
I've been to the original. Yeah, I've been to the original restaurant. I guess they were there, and I didn't see them when it's a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's a burger. It's like it's just
a Wahlburger. It's a burger.
It's like a Johnny Rockets burger. It's just a franchised burger. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I just don't understand how they get it into stores. Like, really? Our proprietary meat blend. Like, okay.
It's because Wahlberg knows the Pope. That's why he's got those connections.
Oh, Jesus. Mm-hmm. They were onto something with Kennedy. Yep. Shouldn't have let a Catholic get the fucking presidency.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
All right, but real talk. So a lot of accents right now talking about shacks and things like that. What would you guys actually give the accents in this, like as a grade, general grade?
I'd give it like. Go ahead, Tim.
I would say Diane Lane is a good one. I would say Mark Wahlberg has a terrible one,
which is so weird. He always has he has a bad Boston accent for a guy who's from fucking Dorchester. Like, I don't get it.
Him in The Departed was horrendous.
Awful. Yeah,
awful.
Trying way too hard. It's like, dude, you're fucking way too hard from there.
Yep.
I think he lost it I think he just has acting, from just getting a dialect coach. I don't think he knows how to say it, like how to talk like that anymore. So he's worse than everybody.
He doesn't know how to keep it subtle. I think William Fincher has a good one. Yeah. Honestly, they all have pretty good accents.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'd give it like an A-, honestly. Like this is better, much better than The Departed. I mean, Martin Sheen in The Departed. Holy shit!
Oh boy, yeah.
Go, that was a rough one.
Him and Alec Baldwin too.
Yeah,
no one
basically
really
everybody. No, yeah, this is one of the better. I would say though, from all the movies we've seen, this is probably one of the better ones.
Okay. No, I appreciate you scratching that itch. I was just curious. I keep forgetting to ask that. I'm just like, I'm going to throw it out there. I don't care if I derail the whole show. We have to know. The audience has to know.
I thought about it like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and then which made me then like say to myself, well, then it can't be bad because I haven't noticed it. If they're doing a good accent and it's not even like I'm not even blinking an eye at it, then it has to be good.
The thing about the Boston accent is it's not like as prominent as people want it to be, and in a lot of ways,
Rhode Island,
right? In a lot of ways, the Boston accent is really more about how you like conjugate sentences, put sentences together. Fucking, like the word "fucking" and "fuck" is like a hedging word in every sentence up here. You know what I mean? It's like
it's grammar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a filler.
Instead of or it's fucking.
Fucking, like the fucking. It's like, just don't say anything at all. Just think about the words you're going to say ahead of time.
We actually need Nikki to like dissect the structure of Boston sentences because I want to know like what words get replaced by the F word.
That is an interesting thing to point at
because it's like I feel like it's like then I was fucking there and it was like
you're fucking there?
You were fucking there, so you went to there or
what are you talking about?
No, I wasn't.
I wasn't fucking there.
You were there or you showed up there? No, I was fucking there.
All right, snap back into it.
Snap back into it. So, back on deck, the crew is laying out sets and shitting on Sully, which is as a tradition. And then Murph gets hooked and pulled overboard. And Sully and Bobby jump in and save his life.
Definitely happened.
Totally fucking happened.
100%.
Definitely underwater.
Shark. Yeah.
One of the guys got bitten by a shark. The other guy was just plummeted into 400 feet underwater for about 5 minutes, and he survived.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like 20-degree water too. Like you're dead in 5 minutes. Like your blood just turns to fucking snow cones.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's over.
That's the thing. The guys actually didn't die. They just grew gills, and they just live in the water now.
Yeah, they developed a towny Little Mermaid culture.
The trashiest mermaids.
Under the sea, kid.
I thought it was so cute. They took their jackets off and stuff too, so I can swim better in 20-foot swell, fucking stormy weather at night, 20-degree fucking water, looking for an invisible fishing line in salt water.
Oh, you need to, dude. Those rubber jackets are like weights in water. And if you take off those boots, like the whole thing about that is that Murph had the rubber boots on. Those things, that's an anchor. Think about how much water gets filled up. That's like having an anchor on you. So he would be dead.
Okay.
He would be deader than dead.
Okay. I would have loved to see them actually. So yeah, they rescue him, as we said. Of course, he fucking survives. I would have loved to see the shot of them getting the hook out.
Oh,
I'm sure they just cut it with wire cutters.
Did
they show that?
Yeah.
I only saw the fucking the tetanus shot. That's like 3 feet long. That needle, I don't know why.
Clip
clip
the
it
barb
out.
off, and yeah.
Okay, so they actually did show that. Well, I was clearly paying attention.
Also, as much of a dick that Sully is, give him credit. He was the first one to jump overboard to save him.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos to Sully.
I love.
And then also a terrible CPR attempt by George Clooney. Did you see where his hands were? But he was playing patty cake with John C. Reilly's chest.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Murph.
Come on, Murph. High five.
I am studying to be a nurse, and I never thought that something like that would get me mad in a movie.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. You're supposed to chest compress 3 inches, one hand over the other.
Yes.
You have to, in some cases, break the fucking sternum. They don't tell you that in the Red Cross. You will break the sternum a lot of times.
Yeah, if you don't, if you're too low. Right?
Fucking hell, dude. Just Jesus. But hey, it worked, and he must have spat out about 5 gallons of fake seawater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like a fucking poisonous pill too. It's foaming coming out at first.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Fuck was that?
Sea foam.
Yeah, it's actually a bunch of sea turtle eggs coming out of him. He was down there for that long.
Oh, no, man. He had just spent his shift in the barrel. That's why he fucking let it slip, and that fucking hook got his ass, dude.
That's what all the white foam was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, oh, God.
Man, I
Something's blocking his airways.
That's like some molecular gastronomy. It's a seawater and semen foam on top of your meal, madame.
Gentlemen, it's all about layering your salt.
Exactly. All about layering your salt. Anywho, so John's like, I need some more wine.
Yeah, I just need a little bit
Well,
here.
yeah.
I've been too sober the past couple episodes. Like, I'm just...
So, after Murph goes overboard, gets saved, then we cut scene to our B story about some fucking rich cunts from, Marblehead probably sailing their boat to Bermuda.
These assholes. Yeah, they're the ones who fucking live.
Right.
Of course, the 1%ers are the ones who survive, not the guys who are actually fucking working for a living.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Not the fucking people who actually make this country run. But anyways, so
with the boomerest of boomers too, being like, no, we don't use charts. I just point the fucking compass and we do it like I've always done. Like
the warden from Shawshank.
That's the thing, is that it's like you're trying to hit Bermuda, which is a speck in the Atlantic off the Carolinas. So like if you're off by 1/4 of a degree, you're now in Angola. So
It's
yeah,
fine.
you should probably chart your course.
I know.
If I was, that was like the first sign that like these ladies should be like, hey, mind if we go back to port? Because you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
poor Nancy Allen. She's like, I really should have stayed with Indiana Jones instead of this fucking jerk off. This warden up in upstate Maine.
Right.
That'd have been a good argument though. Like, no, shut the fuck up. I fucked Indiana Jones. You're going to listen to me, little bitch boy.
Yeah.
Like,
Indiana
get
Jones,
out of the fucking cabin.
he got into a fucking Nazi submarine. I don't know how he did it. He was underwater, but he fucking did it. You don't even know how to fucking sail correctly.
I'm going to call you Short Round from now on.
But I like how they're like in a paddle boat going into like a Category 5 hurricane, and the guy's just like, this is my boat. I know these waters. We're fine.
Right. I've done this before.
Totally
We're going to
fine.
ride it out.
They're like upside down.
Typical. I mean, honestly, this is like typical life. It's like these women are like, I don't know, this doesn't seem right. We should probably turn back. And the guy's like, oh no, we can't. I'm not going to look weak in front of you.
I'd rather us all die.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Who were those two women? Because one of them was definitely not their kid. It's just like a little. What's going on there?
I don't know. I think this guy was like trying. What was really happening is this guy was trying to have sex with one of them, and he wanted to look like a badass. And when you start thinking of your little head, big head gets soft, boys. You know.
Go right into that storm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he was using the storm as an implication. That's what it was.
Yeah, both. Maybe I'll get a three-way out of this. They can't leave.
Yeah, they can't leave.
They can't even. They have to stay down below deck if we're in a Category 5 hurricane.
We'll all be curled up down below. God.
Get some real freaky positions when the boat's literally in midair, upside down.
They come down. They come down from like being up on deck, being like, "It's terrible up there. We're all gonna die." And he's like laid down on like a bear rug
out
with his dick out, you know?
Candles, all set out and shit.
And he's like, "Did I misread the
mood?" Whoops!
Looking left and right, just letting out a fart, just airing it out before you come back down. It's like, oh God, I hope that's the thing he's worried about.
Yeah.
The death storm outside.
So, well, speaking of people who are playing fast and loose with their lives, the guys bring the skipper down back on the boat. Andrea Gale, the guys bring the skipper down and say, "Hey, you kind of suck at fishing, man." And he hurls insults at them and tells them he wants to go to the Flemish Cap and bullies them into agreeing.
Fair assumption by the boys here. It's like Murph was almost murdered by a fishing line. Bobby got bit by a shark, and we haven't found any fish. I think it's time for us.
And there was a rogue wave.
Yeah, and there was a rogue wave that almost washed us all off.
And a rogue wave.
I think it's time for just to take the L here and go home.
Right.
I wasn't even supposed to be working today. Let's just all become taxi drivers, guys. Come on, it's enough of this.
We'll pull our money together. We'll all share one cab. We'll all throw in for a token. It'll be fine.
How funny would that be if there's a little side story of one of the fishermen, like he just has that $1 billion idea for Uber and he just died in the boat, never happened.
Right.
Oh, just delayed it by 30 years. It's okay.
I just had this great idea. I told my buddy Mark Zuckerberg. It's called
it's called Fish Book. It's a profile of all the different types of fish. Yeah, it connects different fishermen, and it's an inside network of fishermen. And then we're going to collect all the fishermen's data.
Mark's at Harvard. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's some kind of tech guy. But then we're going to get all their data, and then we're going to get all their fish.
Then we're going to get all their spots. Yeah. Oh, man, I would pay for that. That's some metadata I would pay for.
Honestly, no, people kill over that. Their fishing spots, people do kill over that.
First you get the fish, then you get the data, then you get the money.
I hate to keep derailing it because
the women. Sorry.
I hate to keep derailing this, but I do have a story to tell. So my dad's cousin Cecil was a lobsterman.
So you're... Oh, sorry. I thought you said brother at first. I was going to be like, so your uncle. Never mind. Go ahead, Tim.
No,
my bad.
My dad's
Ruining
cousin.
Your story.
My dad's an only child.
You're already wrong.
My dad's an only child, so like his cousins kind of were his siblings. So it's kind of as my uncle on his side. But my dad's cousin Cecil was a lobsterman down the Cape. And Cecil fell in some hard times. And he started stealing people's lobster pots, which is big deal. You know what I mean? And so apparently there was like a shootout on the high seas between Cecil and some other lobstermen when they found out about this.
Holy fuck.
Taking international waters and sort this out like men.
Cecil ended up going to jail, but it was it was quite the scene.
I just have this image of like two little dinghies just like circling the little like lawnmower engine boat, like whee, like
oh, dude, it was like two lobster boats doing that though. You know what I mean? Like circling each other, shooting off shotgun shells at each other.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Is fucking crazy. Yeah, dude, fishermen are fucking. There's something else, dude. There's something fucking else.
Well, apparently Cecil was in the special forces in Nam, so he was a little, he had some...
That makes more sense.
He had some stuff going on.
It's not really his fault.
He's a wonderful guy now, though. A very good guy.
Good.
I'm surprised he didn't have like an old like fucking frag grenade, just like from the war, still snuggled away, like just throws that into the other boat.
He might have. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Second perfect storm.
Anyway, back to the perfect storm. Yeah. So after
I'm looking this up.
After Skipper.
Shoot out.
After the Skipper. I'm sure there's plenty more stories like that. Because that was a big thing. That was like frontier justice.
Oh, that is. I agree. That is a very big thing. Yeah, that is a very big thing.
Yeah,
and that people at Home Depot were wondering why they were getting like 16-foot long plywood to put onto a boat. It's like, what do you got? You got to like put a plank in or something? No,
absolutely not.
It's for armor. I mean,
no, we're jousting on the Great Sea.
Oh my God.
So the boys go to the Flemish Cap. They start killing it.
Should we?
The storm is getting really bad.
Do we need to explain what the Flemish Cap is?
Oh yeah. Go for it.
For the listeners. Oh, I don't fucking know.
The Flemish Cap is this piece of structure that comes out of 2,000 feet of water in the middle of nowhere, and so structure congregates fish. So all these fish are on the Flemish Cap. It's apparently great fishing, but there's a lot of weather up there. It's like way up in bumfuck, up in the Canadian Maritimes, way up there.
Newfoundland.
And yeah, Newfoundland. And then, so they go to the Flemish Cap. They start killing it. They're way out there. The storm is like closer to shore, so they got to go through the storm to get back to shore. And so right now we know that the storm is getting really bad closer to shore. And the guys don't really care because they're killing it, but it's going to become a problem for them real quick.
And Clooney's basically just ignoring all the red flags here. Like that lady captain calls him up and is like, it's fine now, but you're going to have to come back and you're going to hit all of it on the way back. And he's like, nah. Doesn't really even respond to her.
Well, also they had shown just for who's watching the film, the viewers, they already show a commercial Freightliner.
Oh yeah.
Going through and losing all of its shipping containers.
Yeah.
It's so intense. If something that's the size of a football field's having a hard time, and then you got this little five person 72-foot fucking dinghy.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah, Jesus. It'll be okay. It'll be good though.
The storm is kind of it would be like if George Clooney had testicular cancer and his ball just kept getting bigger. And he was just like, I don't know, maybe I'll deal with it tomorrow.
That's actually a good analogy.
That's kind of what he was doing.
It's like, wow, they look good right now.
Right.
Things are coming up and up. My balls look great. They're much bigger than they used to be. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you might die if you continue to. Okay.
Bah. What are you gonna do?
Just he's happy in what he's doing. He's happy. I haven't seen him smile like this in 15 years.
Ever since he got fired from being Batman.
Right. For cause. Okay, so but their ice maker craps out while they're out in the Flemish Cap, killing it. So that means all their fish is going to rot if they don't go home right now. But it also means they got to steam right back through the storm, and they decide to be fucking men and make irrational decisions and just storm right back home like fucking men do. So I have no complaints about their decision.
It was at this point, though, because I've never seen this movie before, and I'm just like, why the fuck would you even go out there if you knew that there was warning signs of some kind of storm like this happening? But then it's just like, yeah, but there's $250,000 on the table here if we come home.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys make fucking $28,000 a year. So it's all right, a little more understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Wahlberg literally came back with a $2,200 check. It's like you're making $10,000 this year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Seriously, because they go out for a month. Yeah, even in 1991, under $3,000, a month.
Fuck that.
What?
Yeah, so
dude, no,
makes them.
Not even.
I get it.
I
kind of get it.
I like how Diane Lane at one point during the movie was like, "I'll get a job." I'm like, "You don't already have a job? How are you guys making this work?
What are you doing? What do you do?
Right. Get a job, Diane.
Sell Oxy.
God damn it. Yeah. Oh, she's
selling Oxy at that bar. You know what she's fucking doing.
Yeah.
That bar screams of Oxy.
She's got her own pain clinic. So after the guys decide, they're gonna steam back, cut scene to the Coast Guard rescuing the bunch of rich pricks off the sailboat. Because again, if the shark, the rogue wave, a fucking Murph going overboard didn't fill enough filler time in this movie to make the runtime they needed, then you got to have this whole B story. So yeah, that's why they're doing this.
In order to make a movie, it has to be like 78 minutes long. I don't know why this movie's like 140 minutes long. There's no reason.
Yeah.
It's a lot of assumptions going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of like the weird shit, like even just having all the little side things, like, the one percenters and the boomer, like getting lost, going to Bermuda, and like Coast Guard being even more batshit crazier than the fucking fishermen. This was all based off a book, which I had no idea about until 5 minutes before we start recording, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So they were like, trying to stay in with what the book did, because I don't know why.
Yeah. Who wrote the book? It's one of the characters in the movie, right?
No, apparently he was a freelance tree climber when he wrote this book.
What's a freelance tree climber?
I don't know.
Compared to what? Just a tree climber?
Yeah. So I'm guessing he just climbs on trees and like cuts off dead branches or something. I don't fucking know, but what it said on the Amazon description, like he was a freelance tree climber at the time when he started writing the book. Okay.
Oh, God. I just learned that from The Perfect Storm, then President George H.W. Bush's house was destroyed. That's the real story. That's the real bad story here. That's a travesty.
Yeah.
Sad.
Up in Kennebunkport, Maine. Never forget, folks, that the Bush dynasty, they're not from Texas. They're from Connecticut. And they spend most of their time in Maine. So They are the New England blue bloods that the middle of the country hates.
Prescott Bush.
Yep. Anywho, so yeah, they pick up on the fucking the Coast Guard chopper. Really the only badasses in this movie, the Coast Guard people, run in there, pick up these rich pieces of shit, and then we cut scene to Linda trying to call old Billy, tell him that he's basically riding in. I mean, he's riding into a Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid situation here with a storm, and he's about to get fucked.
Yeah, dude. I could not imagine seeing that. Like, that... I mean, the movie's fine, but there are some scenes in this movie that are just, like, so fucking scary to me.
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing those waves, I mean, even, like, a little bit earlier, like, as, like, they're going into the storm, and it's still kind of, like, sunny and nice, but they see what they're going into. It's just like, that must be so fucking horrifying.
Yeah, for sure.
Just pitch black, wall of water, lightning, like... They can probably see like actual sharks flying through the air in that wall.
It's a Sharknado, it's a Sharknado, buddy.
Insane.
It's a Sharknado.
Yeah. It's literally Sharknado. Yeah, like that's fucking batshit. That's batshit.
The barrel's soggy. Go, run, fly away.
Guys, I got bad news. What? The barrel got washed overboard. Oh, what are we gonna do now?
Oh, fuck. I knew a guy in California who explained to me, usually like once a month, how he wanted to like live through a hurricane, and it was like, buddy,
no,
you really don't.
No,
like,
it sucks.
you get hit, you're going to get hit by a billboard flying down the road at you at 70 miles an hour, like, and just turned into a squashed bug on a windshield. Like, you do not want to know.
Actually, I lived through a hurricane, right? Hurricane Bob or whatever when we were kids. Yeah.
Let's say, or the reality of it is you're downstairs in your basement ripping up the fucking carpet because you got flooding and you're just using a squeegee, putting into a sub pump for fucking 12 hours straight.
Right.
That's what it is really to live through a fucking hurricane. It sucks.
It's fucking terrible.
The water comes up from the ground and damages everything.
Yeah, deal with an insurance adjuster for 15 minutes and then think about dealing with an insurance adjuster for more than 15 minutes. And yeah, that's just the suicide rate goes up by 80%. Yeah.
Use a jackhammer and put another hole into the other side of your house so you can have another sub pump because of all the flooding that you're having in your basement that you also live in.
Exactly.
All right? That definitely didn't
all
happen.
around fucking stupid.
But going back to these Coast Guards, though, besides that Ashton Kutcher, Kevin Costner movie, aren't there any other Coast Guard movies you can think of?
Not really.
Why don't they have more stories? like just watching them in this, I'm like, why isn't this the movie? This is so much more riveting than a bunch of fucking white trash poor people in a boat. It's like, these guys are fucking action heroes.
That's what I was thinking the whole time, too.
They're intense.
It's like real life G.I. Joe people. It's fucking insane.
It's like between them and like firemen, like out of their minds.
Yeah.
Running into a burning building, flying a helicopter into a hurricane. Take your pick. Like, do you guys know anyone who you think would be a Coast Guard? Like, Lisa was asking me and I couldn't think of it. Like one guy maybe in high school because he was batshit. But
Steve, our roommate, wanted to be a Coast Guard because he was like,
oh, did he?
I mean, he had a full ride to UT as a diver. I know he wanted to be one.
Oh, yeah, he was a fish. I forgot he was a
psycho.
Fish. He did, because for a while he was like, well, I'm going to be Border Patrol. And it's like, you just want to go work for the cartel. Shut up.
You just want to get paid off.
Yeah. But
this seems like a good opportunity for me to become a dirty cop.
To increase my distribution network. I'm gonna
honestly, anything that doesn't involve him having a gun. Yeah. That's probably pretty good.
Yes. Or him just drinking all of my juice.
Still upset about
Mac's
that.
Still very bitter.
Still. Or him leaning against the shower curtain, blackout drunk, and then always falling in and ripping down the shower curtain.
Every fucking time. The stories with him are fucking endless. Like, besides, like, we always knew he got home safe. We would open the bathroom. We would look and see if the shower curtain was still hanging. Was it still hanging? If it was gone, it's like, he's back. All right. Came upstairs and pulled a loaded gun out of his hand one time when he was waving it at everybody upstairs in the upstairs apartment. And then some other things that my lawyer has advised me I should not discuss.
Yes. But I think he would have been a good Coast Guard because he doesn't give a shit if he lives or dies.
Yeah. You're right.
People always make fun of the Coast Guard, but you won't make fun of them when they come rescue you in the middle of a fucking hurricane.
No, like, that's their job, is to save like dumbasses' lives. Like, you know, the professionals is one thing. Like, you fish for a living, I get it. But like, we get to see them rescue the 3 kids, you know, or 3 guys, ladies, whatever, going down to fucking Bermuda. Like, their job is to just save dipshits.
Yep.
Yeah, for all you like 1%ers out there with a sailboat, you know, don't forget what your taxes pay for. Pay for the Coast Guard to come rescue you because you can't sail.
And you're trying to get a threesome going and it's failing. So you got to go call the Coast Guard to get out of there.
Exactly. Yeah, so moving on. So Linda calls in a mayday for the Andrea Gale because she's a weak little lady, not a big strong man. The Coast Guard says, they're always from Gloucester, and sets off to go try and save them.
I did like the CGI here when they go from like the radar view of the storm and they start zooming in to the point that you're like in the water watching it. That was pretty cool. I haven't seen something like that before. Because like whenever
I got to give the director props. He did a good job.
Wolfgang.
Like that.
Yeah, good job, Wolfgang.
Did he do Das Boot?
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think a bunch of other shit. But
okay.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at like a category whatever hurricane, you just always see the clouds, and that's it. You never actually see anything else, and then it's just like, oh my god, this is a fucking shit show. It's just
turbulent mess.
You feel like you're going through it though, with all the wind and the water splashing the camera and all that. It was effective CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any idea how much of this was actually shot on the water versus like just in like a big giant water tank?
All the comm scenes were shot on the water, it seemed like, but
yeah.
I think everything else, everything else was shot, you know, like in a tank.
Backlot. Titanic. Okay. Where they shot Titanic in Mexico.
It's just like what you can do with a little bit of lighting and water cannons. It's fucking wild. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the same. Wild. Well, when George Clooney's driving the boat through the storm, it's like the same scene. It's like the boat rocks to the right, and then there's a splash, and they do that 8 times.
Yep.
Boat rocks to the right, splash. Okay, so that's not real life. Anyways, so so they call on a mayday, and the Coast Guard goes set off. Meanwhile, the boat guys on the boat are getting torn to pieces, getting their fucking their ass pounded by the storm. They're running around with the acetylene torches, cutting off fucking pieces of their outriggers like nutcases. And back on the land, there's a news report about the Andrea Gale being missing, and everyone starts to realize that they're not going to see their loved ones anymore.
No. Yeah.
I like where the guy, the big boss who owns all the ships,
Michael Ironside,
the bad guy, Michael Ironside. What a fucking name that guy.
I love Michael Ironside.
Where he walks in and they're like, "What? You want us to fucking congratulate you for having the balls to come in and like tell us you're sorry?" And he's like,
"Yes,
yeah."
I love that.
I am.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
Yes,
I didn't tell him to go out there. It's my boat.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry I made him go out there.
Yeah, he didn't do shit. He didn't tell him to do anything. Only thing he did is just told George Clooney, like, you're not making enough money.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go find another captain who can make more money for the boat.
Right.
It's not his fucking fault.
No. It's like, you asshole. Well, I guess you didn't do much. Hey, you want a beer? You're not a bad guy.
Actually, you're not bad at all. Yeah. You are my godfather.
You want to know what? That's just kind of like my initial reaction to everybody is that I'm defensive because I'm insecure. Yeah, I'm working through this with my therapist. Yeah, you want his name?
I usually punch first, ask questions later.
Let's be honest, though. Ironsides owns the fucking bar. Like, there's no way he doesn't own the bar. All the money he pays out just comes right back to him. He just opened up an old story about like, if I owned an old coal mining town, I just
dude, it's the company. It's the company store.
Yeah,
it's just it all comes right back to him. He knows what he's doing.
That should be a good fisherman like dock bar name. It's just Ironside.
Yeah,
that's a place you want to go to during a storm and just get shit faced.
I'm gonna own that someday.
Ironside.
The new age like warships are called ironclads or something like that. So yeah, it's fucking badass.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, so old Michael Ironside comes in, goes, says, hey, they're dummies, and they're all gonna die. So yeah, the Coast Guard crew might be trying to rescue them, but that's not actually going to happen because the chopper couldn't refuel, and had to ditch, and they just like jumped into like fucking 60-foot seas with
insane
like some shitty life jackets on. And then the cutter came and rescued him by like turning on its side and riding down a wave. Fucking insane. Awesome.
It's fucking nuts. That is the real movie again. I'm sorry, but these people survived. They can tell the story. This should have been the movie.
No, that is actually all true, by the way. Like all that Coast Guard stuff is 100% true. Everything about the
Japanese
Gale,
fisherman.
Right. Everything about the Andrea Gale was fucking bullshit.
Yep. That, like, I mean, just the Air Force plane, like, just them trying to refuel scene is just fucking nuts. Like, that's like out of last week's movie. Like, that's executive decision with them trying to dock it in. Like, but that's actually fucking real. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, and even so, like, it's one thing to fly. So, like, a helicopter going through a hurricane is fucking batshit because, like, a helicopter goes down, there's no plan B. Like, there is nothing. Like, an airplane can, like, maybe like make it happen. But think about like even the airplane has to slow down enough to be able for the helicopter to catch up to him in a hurricane.
Yep,
it's
like
fucking
what
nuts.
The fuck?
Why couldn't they refuel on the boat though? On the Coast Guard boat when they drop the people off?
I don't think
that is a good question.
They should.
They totally should
because they're out in the middle of the ocean with the helicopter. You should have fuel for them. Like,
there's a quick conversation that happens with the pilot of the helicopter and like in the cutter where he's like, "What about our fuel?" And they're like,
"Fuck it, just jump."
Yeah, I know. Very calmly too. Hey, Cap, we got a ditch. Okay, call it in.
Insane. That was the best part of the movie, I think.
Oh,
just watching
that really was.
Them just trying to just plug in that fuel line through whatever it's like night vision. I was gonna say see through the dark vision. It's fucking night vision. I couldn't think of the right word.
Max, very literal.
Very literal.
See through dark stuff vision.
Excellent translation. Very literal, but excellent translation. We appreciate you pulling that out of the original Chinese for us.
Yeah, this is why I host the show.
See through the dark vision. Oh, yes, I call the restaurant. I need a food appointment.
Can I get a food appointment scheduled between 4 and 5? I need a consultation.
It wouldn't be a food appointment. It would be, could I get a time where I can get food from you and put it in my mouth? You need a reservation?
Yeah, sure. What do you want?
The rest of that's implied, sir. You don't need to explain it.
I want you to take this food, generate it into energy, and then dispose of it through my rectum. I don't need any of that.
I want you to take these raw materials, edible materials, construct it into a dish that I would like, and then I want you to wait a little bit while I eat it. Then I want you to come back and take it away.
I want you to ask me how it is, too.
Yeah, that's a restaurant.
The hostess on the phone hangs the phone up, says, they're always from fucking Gloucester. It's just a food appointment. I'm actually going to do that on the phone.
I'd like to make a food appointment, please.
Food appointment.
What?
I would like to schedule a food appointment.
See through the dark vision. That's it.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, you got like Clooney just pogo bouncing back and forth on this boat. Like he would ever fucking survive that.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
100-mile-per-hour winds, and he's going 100 feet up and down in the air, and he's holding on with a fucking blowtorch.
Dude,
with the blowtorch.
Yeah, he has this acetylene. He has this goddamn acetylene torch that's being sprayed. He is on these outriggers that are not restrained to the boat, and he has these like probable 500-pound like weights that are flinging around, and he's like, "Oh, here we go. I'm fine. This is fine."
He's having fun.
This is like how the first carnival ride was invented, before any regulation or anything, or meth head carnies. But it came off of this. Somebody just watching somebody do this in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was just thinking like my like fucking just dad joke mind as this is happening, watching Clooney just go bouncing back and forth. And then like you cut to the National Guard or, chopper, and they're like, we're going to fucking crash.
Right.
Just for me, it's just like, this movie should have been called Stay at Home.
This movie should have been called Read a Book.
Watch the Weather
or
Channel.
Go to College.
This movie's called Go to College.
Go to college.
It's called Go to College.
God, we're assholes.
All
these fishermen just turning this off. They downloaded this episode specifically because they're going to be out to sea for a month. They're like, oh, I like hold my popcorn. Oh, they're doing, this pertains to me. Let me give it an old try.
Honestly, living a lifestyle like that where everything's so fucking nihilistic, they'd probably love the shit out of it. Be like, yeah, this is really fucking stupid. This is fucking great. No, it's great. It's all right. This is such a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'd all been passed out on after they took their oxys at this point. So.
I'm cutting all that part out anyway.
Call me up. Meet me in North Square. Actually, don't, because you're going to beat me. You're going to beat me up.
You know where that is. Never mind.
Yeah. You actually probably don't live that far away. So please don't. So basically, Coast Guard cutter saves the fucking chopper crew. They save the dumb sailors. Now the only people that are out there are the Andrea Gale. And so they decide, they're like 95% way through the storm. They decide, you know what? Turn it around. We got to turn it around now.
I think maybe we made a mistake.
Right.
As all the glass in the boat got fucking exploded out by waves.
Right. So they turn it around. They do a little about face on a wave. They get rolled over. They get popped back up like a fucking rubber ducky. And then they start steaming back out of the storm. But, the storm is not going to let them out. They see some sunshine, which is just the eye of the storm. And then they get their hopes up for a minute. And then they see a massive wave and they're dead.
I love how when they hit the eye for about 30 seconds and everyone's like, oh, and then it goes back because everyone who was watching this was like, oh, that was just the eye of the storm. But then Clooney's immediately like, it's not going to let us go.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, dude, it's fucking hundreds of miles wide. Like you're not. Okay, fine.
Well, I mean,
fine.
We've seen enough movies and everything else, but it's just like you guys are fishermen. They know better. Mark Wahlberg's character did not know. Like you could see that Clooney knew. Like he did not look happy. Mm-hmm. Wahlberg was doing his best job. They'd be like, Mark, be happy. Act like you just beat up a bunch of Asians. He's like, oh, okay. Like, he's like perks up a little bit. Clooney's like, this ain't gonna work.
When Clooney saw the eye, he was like, oh, so we made it through the eye and we were like closer to getting out on the other side of the storm than we are now because we just crossed the middle twice. He just realized that he fucking, yeah. And if that actually happened, they're idiots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, and also turning around in a storm too, because like if you go beam C to the waves, like that's when you get flipped. Like no, it's not because you happen to meet the Godzilla-sized giant wave that flips you over from the nail or from the nose all the way backwards. It's when you get the turnaround and you just get broadsided by a fucking wave.
Yeah, immediately crashes down on you.
And also, once again, like this fucking like diesel, like the 6 fucking lawnmower engines in the fucking cabin that are actually running the motor of this fucking thing. Like you're going to outrun a hurricane. Right.
Climb it.
Right.
Climb it. It's going to be great.
Climb it. You're better off going through it. Jesus.
Yeah. Fuck.
The last like 20 minutes or 30. Actually, it was more like 40 minutes because I paused it at one point. I'm like, all right, here's the storm. How much is left? There's still 40 minutes left in this movie. Okay. But like the last 40 minutes, if you were like heard me watching this movie, you would have just continually heard me just saying, oh, fuck this. Fuck this. Oh, fuck.
I mean, it's kind of like Apollo 13 where it's just like long, tense, real red.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
There isn't like much that happens in it. It's like they go out in a boat, they catch some fish, they decide to fight a storm. The storm wins. It's kind of like Rocky 1.
And then Poseidon just took out just dick slapped that boat and just flipped it over.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so they find this they come across this massive wave, and I think everyone kind of realizes that they're not going to make it over it. And they try, but the wave breaks on top of them, and they get flipped, and then everyone dies, and then that's kind of the end of the movie.
Clooney stays with the boat.
But hey, at least of course he stays with the boat, which was just that didn't need to happen. No. That was a weird flourish on the director's part. It's like, the captain goes down,
looking.
Yeah,
that's one thing they know for sure.
Good luck, Mark.
That he did stay with the boat. I'm kidding. Really? They don't know that because they know. How would they know that? They don't.
They know nothing. They lost communication with them after 3 days, and they just never came back and never found them.
Exactly.
I don't know what kind of fucking oxy-fueled witchcraft goes on in fucking Massachusetts, Tim. I don't know if they divined that. I don't know these things.
Dude, for all we know...
But at least Mark Wahlberg made it out of the fucking boat. Of course he did.
For all we know, Billy Tyne killed all of his crew members and then tried to make a raft out of their dead bodies.
For all we know, that shark literally took everybody out, and this was a fucking horror story, The Real Jaws, in which a shark jumped on the boat and ate everybody.
Right, exactly.
You don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know.
Maybe they found Atlantis. You don't know.
Huh.
Maybe they all had child support and they all just went to a foreign country.
They
actually did go to Portugal.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about them again until they sued the movie for their rights, for their likeliness, and they didn't get consulted. It's like, well, I thought you were dead. Oh, I am dead.
They're going to hear this and they'll be like, fuck, we got figured out.
They made us. Get back on the boat. Back in the barrel.
Back in the barrel. Back in the barrel.
Back in the fucking barrel. Oh my God. I'm amazed that the barrel hasn't made it into a movie. Like other people have joked about this thing. Like it has to be in a movie at some point.
I guess.
Yeah. Sure.
Fine. I will go fucking talk to somebody. I will go talk to somebody. That will be my life's mission. I don't fucking know. But I found it. How badly did they portray them in this movie, though, where the families actually sued the production? Because that was kooky.
They weren't happy about it. Especially Sully's family. Because apparently he actually did save somebody. Like, he jumped into, like, and... Did you hear that story about...
No.
It was something like this other... I don't know the entire thing, but, like, one of the... two boats were, like, caught together or something, and he, like, jumped in and, like, basically unwired it all and, like, saved everybody on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, part of that's, like, they kind of took that as, like, inspiration, but the dude was a fucking hero. And they portrayed him as, like, a fucking asshole most of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the first scene you see him. They're like, what have you been up to this week? Well, I mended a couple nets.
Yeah.
Yep, that's about it. That's all. That's what I did today.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Sully's my favorite in this. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he's the fucking best. No, he absolutely is.
Anyways, so there's a bunch of emotional shit like at the end of this, like 10 minutes of fucking people crying. We can skip over that. Who gives a shit?
Nope.
They all die. Blah, blah, blah. They're on the wall in the Gloucester Town Hall. That's the end of the movie.
in the beginning of the movie, with all the names per year, is that just all the fishermen who've died
Yeah.
at sea?
Yeah.
So many fucking names.
They
Holy
made
shit.
a claim at the end of it where it was
Oh,
like,
God.
what, 10,000 deaths
Yeah.
since like, I don't know, like the 17th century or no, that's too early. But like the 18th, whatever.
No, 17th century.
It was like 10,000.
We've been here since the 1600s, so
1620.
17th century.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 1492. Okay. Yeah, you're right. All right.
Mayflower's
1492.
1620.
Yeah. Yeah, so 10,000. You know. So I guess a little bit of it makes sense. Once again, age of sail, you go out to sea to go fishing, you might not come back. These days, if you just read the fucking facts, the web, weather report, you're in good shape.
Yeah, they got an app for
They
that.
got GPS.
They
They
definitely
got GPS and like a fucking like a weather,
Yeah.
like a weather station on their boat. They're good.
Yeah.
They got astronauts in the International Space Station calling down, going, "Hey,
We could see you.
got a problem."
Storm's coming.
The only time they actually get into weather is when they need to make a fucking Discovery Channel show.
Season 18. We need somebody to die.
Oh, Jesus.
Season
out there.
18. Deadliest catch. Quick, someone like set off a nuclear bomb. So there's a tsunami. Someone needs to die.
Somebody do something. It's the same goddamn episode every week.
Really fucking
The
is.
boat's rocking with a lot of water, and then they catch shit.
Right.
They had, this is true, they had a firework line at one point.
Oh,
like
God.
big old, like professional grade fireworks. Because we bought them down in Bama at one point when we do those fireworks shows for the 4th and
Yeah.
shit. It was one of the best fireworks I've ever had. I don't know what that has to do with crab fishermen in the Bering Strait or Bering Sea, but there we are.
It's really weird because fireworks are illegal in Massachusetts.
They are.
Deadliest
That's
catch is in Alaska, though.
Yeah, it's in Alaska,
Oh.
Bering Sea or whatever it is.
What's
yeah,
the other
you were
one?
talking
then?
about Wicked Tuna.
Wicked Tune. Okay, yeah. I know there's
Oh my God, of course it's called
Yeah.
fucking Wicked Piss Up Tuna, dude.
It's like right,
really?
right near downtown
Wicked
Gloucester,
tuna.
right? They have like a
Wow.
huge like billboard building
Mm-hmm.
sign or whatever. Yeah, I saw that when I was there. Yeah,
Oh,
for
shit.
the people who are still listening at home, whenever we release a new episode and it's me and Derek hitting that gong, that was in Gloucester, right near Wicked Tuna.
Oh.
Yep,
Yeah. Did we even cover the fact that my wedding was on that dock?
we did not.
Oh, shit.
I was trying to find a
No,
way
we
to squeeze it in, and I just forgot.
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, I got married on the dock where all the dock scenes were shot.
It's pretty fucking cool.
That is
There you go,
badass.
audience. Take
You're
that.
welcome.
Take that for yourself. Enjoy it.
You had skin in this game.
Yeah.
Me and my wife copulated on that.
Doc looks a lot better now than it did in that movie.
Yeah. You might be thinking maybe they snuck on after the wedding was over. No. We did it. That was one of the, instead of the first dance, it was the first copulation.
Yep, we all watched. It's very
Yeah.
cult-like.
we all watched.
Yeah. You all watched with, what's that movie?
Eyes wide shut.
Eyes Wide Shut masks on and robes.
Well, that was the wedding. That was the gift to all the all the groomsmen was the eyes wide shut masks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you give him a little golf clap after he finished?
I mean, it was pretty quick. So,
Yes.
they kind of you turned away.
You know.
I went to get a beer and I
You're
came
gonna
back and it was already over. I couldn't really see with that mask on.
Here. Max, when you turned around, it was over.
I asked Nikki what she wanted. It was like, no!
Yay!
And done. All right.
Yeah, the Gloucester Maritime Museum. That's where everything was shot at. All those dock scenes, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anywho, let's get into trivia. So here's some trivia for Tim. I don't have any. So that's some trivia. Do you guys have any trivia?
No.
The perfect storm quote from Douchey McFuckface, who played the meteorologist. It took over 20 takes for him to get it right. That's the only one I got.
What?
I'm
They
sure.
didn't
Yep.
even in the movie. It
Yep.
took 20 takes.
Yeah, well, for his audio, where he's like, "This is the perfect storm,"
It-
like that,
It just
for him to get the audio right.
Yeah, and it's just a voiceover because they cut to the water and you can barely hear him say it. I had the subtitles
Yep.
on and I'm like, there it is. There's the line, but it was so nonchalant. Like,
That is all IMDb trivia gave me. That's what they were concerned about.
Dude, I hate Harvey Leonard. Everyone around here hates Harvey Leonard. He was like the biggest douchebag in the world. The fact that he was like portrayed in this, like pissed everyone off. They wanted him to just be like cut entirely out of it.
Well, at least he was portrayed by Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, who was a just smarmy little douchebag.
Mm-hmm. My mom's met Shooter before.
Yeah? Was he an asshole in person?
He was super nice. Yeah.
He plays like a smarmy little douchebag.
Funny enough, she met him at a golfing event.
Jesus Christ.
he's got to just, that's got to be like fucking heaven for him.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, so hear me out on this casting. You put Shooter on a bunch of steroids and you put him in like the dramatization of the WWE as Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Look just like him.
100%.
Totally.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
100%.
Equally douchebag, douchebaggery to the 10th level.
There's still time. Yeah. They can still do it.
There's still time.
I'm sure they'll make that movie. The WWE will.
They
Seriously,
should.
Ricky Moore can still get pumped up. He can do it.
I guess none of the fish were real. There's some trivia.
Yeah, none of the fish were real.
Giant fishing lures is all they were.
They were just like big rubber bodies.
Yeah.
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 Wahlberg apparently stayed in Bobby's room above the bar.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure that really helped get him into character because that had anything to do with it. Okay. Good for you, Mark.
Cool.
Which isn't really a bar, it's a museum. They must have really like turned that museum upside down.
I got here's some stuff here. Okay. I don't like to do IMDb just because the trivia is just fucking anybody can just put in whatever the fuck they want. It's always so dumb.
Right.
Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford, and Nicolas Cage all turned down parts. And Gibson wanted $25 million to do the movie.
Wow.
Jesus.
I mean, Mel Gibson would have been great.
Yeah.
Not as good as George.
I had seen something actually that Nick Cage actually was on for the role to play Bobby, but then had to pull out due to commitments.
I think George Clooney did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. Michael Ironside almost looked identical to the real Bob Brown to the point that like people in Gloucester were like looking back and forth at him like they couldn't distinguish the difference.
That's great because everyone else did not look like the guys. Like look up Billy Tyne. couldn't.
Oh my! Look up Diane Lane's character.
Okay.
What else did they call it though? They called it something like before the Perfect Storm. Didn't they call it like the Halloween Hurricane or something?
Yeah,
because it was like Halloween weekend, which you see like one scene of when I think Clooney's in the bathroom or whatever, or Ironside walks in and there's some guy staring at him at the cigarette machine, and you can see like a jack-o'-lantern or something in front of him. But that's like the only thing that would make you know that it was late October.
Dude, that Christina girl, woof.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see, Christina Cotter. Okay, let's see.
And then one of the bars that we were at, Tim, do you know the one that was right next to the museum?
Oh yeah,
to the right.
I forget the name of it. Yeah, I forget the name of it.
So we were in there before your wedding, and it's cool, John. Like they have like a bunch of pictures of the cast in there, like Clooney and Wahlberg and Diane Lane and everybody at the bar. Yeah.
Oh, Clooney definitely plowed Diane Lane in the bathroom.
See, I would much rather see that than her making out with Mark Wahlberg. I couldn't look. It was weird. Like I couldn't like look at the screen when I thought that Diane Lane and Clooney were the couple. I just assumed because they're two pretty people. Not dude, honestly, Marky Mark. Ugh.
Anytime Mark Wahlberg has like a sex scene or like a love scene, I'm immediately repulsed.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, with his like terrible beard, his like patchy little fucking pube beard.
I know.
Why don't we get into how much it made?
Emily's favorite.
the how much it made thing.
It cost 4 white tuna to make, and it made 1 white tuna due to inclement weather.
I like it. Max?
It cost 10 George Clooney practical jokes on set, and it made 4 shotgun casings.
There we go.
Bingo.
This is what I think it made. This is what I think it made. I think it cost $110 million to make, and I think it made $8 million gajillion. And you want to know what? We're all right, because I have no idea what the answer is. Let's move
This movie
on.
made a lot of fucking... Tim, this movie made a lot of fucking money.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
It made like $355 million, I think.
Nice.
Jeez.
Which I
What did it
can't
cost?
believe. All right, let's see. I'm going to look it up real quick. All right, it cost 120 and it made 328.7.
That's pretty good.
Holy shit.
Fucking good.
I was actually right on the
money.
money for the 120 for how much it cost.
Yeah. It's an expensive movie, too.
It is, yeah.
Favorite and least favorite.
Favorite and least favorite.
Marky Mark, my least favorite. My favorite was, oh fuck, I've already forgotten his goddamn name, Sully. For all the obvious goddamn reasons. On both counts.
Yeah, I'm so used to just like Tim and John going and then me going. Yeah, I'll say my favorite is also Sully. It's either Sully or Bugsy. I like both those guys. And then my least favorite is actually going to be Diane Lane's character, her abusive girlfriend character. I love Diane Lane too, and I hated her in this movie. I could not stand her in this fucking movie.
I mean, it's a fair point. They were kind of an unlikable couple in general. But I'm right
You're
there.
just
I'm in
so
lockstep
needy.
with John. Oh, so needy.
I don't know.
You're a
Right.
fisherman.
I think
I,
you're
don't
just
want you
upset.
getting on that boat.
Yeah.
You're just upset that she punched men during sexual intercourse.
Yeah, it's like Californication.
Like reverse donkey punch. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
I'm right there in lockstep with John, though. Sully's my favorite. Mark Wahlberg's my least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Fuck
I
the
mean,
pickle
I'm going to
sets.
say Sully and The Wave. My favorites. You know what I mean?
That Wave was
It's
a real
tie.
piece of shit. Yeah.
My runner-up
Tiring.
might be the shark for just trying to kill Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, exactly. Any element in this
Billy the
movie
Shark.
that would kill Mark Wahlberg would be my favorite. All right, ratings. What's your hold my popcorn rating, fellas?
I give this 2 hours and 12 minutes worth of just missed opportunities for sea shanties. We didn't get one.
Actually, we didn't get one.
Hmm.
A yo ho po and a bottle of rum.
And I'll be bitter about that to the end of days.
I'm going to give this one premiere screening on the next Carnival cruise out of one revenge story for all the swordfish who were killed in this movie.
Perfect Storm 2, Revenge of the Swordfish.
What if that shark was the Batman of swordfish, basically?
Honey, look, there's a swordfish walking on land. Gotcha! It's just like knives.
Excuse me. You go, fuck.
Oh my God, the swordfish are killing everyone.
Never play football with a swordfish. Do not go helmet to helmet with them.
Oh, that's like Alfred Hitchcock's fucking nightmare right there, dude.
Instead of birds, swordfish.
Swordfish.
You just got sworded. And then the swordfish buddy would be like, you got to work on your catchphrase, Jerry.
You just got swordfished. It's kind of the same catchphrase, Jerry.
Hey, cut me a break, man. I'm working on this. I'm new to it. Yeah, so my Hold My Popcorn rating is going to be very thankful, Tim, that we didn't do Lake Placid, because I'm apparently going to go to like a crocodile infested place in Costa Rica, and 20,000 angry messages we're going to get from townie fishermen over this episode.
Hey. As long as they all listen to the episode, I'm cool.
We would take 20,000 messages from anybody.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
hear me, fisherman? Come at me. Message me.
Come at me, fisherman.
That and-
You guys don't know how to
And
fish.
Tim's the only one they can find. We're all off.
I can outfish all you with a fly rod. That'll get him.
Yes, you fucking can.
Tim's gonna start fights with a bunch of fucking Gloucester guys, just being like, "See, I can catch a fish off a dock. I don't even have to get on a boat."
Yo, you guys getting your big boats, go out and catch your big fish. Want to see the fish I catch here?
Well, we ended our call without closing out the show, so that'll do it for this week's episode. Check out our merch on Redbubble, rate and review, and tell your friends about us. And we'll be back next time with the critically acclaimed, action-packed thriller Lake Placid, starring a foul-mouthed Betty White. Bye. Bye.